Well, folks, we here at the Daily Wire, we've been, marketing leftist tears tumblers for some time. They've been overflowing with copious amounts of leftist tears since the election. So today we're going to examine some of the most insane left-wing reactions to Donald Trump's election victory.
And it's not just the president I'm talking about, it's the House and the Senate and the fact that it's a red wave.
I love when you have guys like this who are complaining about abortion being made illegal in states across the country. Like, why do you care?
Ben Shapiro sees these woke election TikTokers as people who spread misleading information to push their political agenda. He believes their ideas are based more on emotions than facts, and thinks it's important to call out these false claims to protect honest political discussions. In this video, we're breaking down the moments where Ben Shapiro picked apart their claims, revealing the weak spots in their woke ideas. Let's get into it.
Plan B, or the pill, is in danger of being taken off the market or banned or removed.
Will you restrict the availability of abortion pills when you're in office?
Probably. I'll probably stay with exactly what I've been saying for the last 2 years.
One TikToker shared a dramatic plan to stockpile Plan B pills after Trump's election, anticipating a sudden ban. Shapiro wasted no time debunking the fear-mongering. Plan B isn't going anywhere. It's a state issue, not federal. The hysteria showcased how misinformation fuels these reactions.
To my women and non-men out there, now that Trump has won.
Non-men.
So we all know abortion rights are in trouble. I personally live in Colorado, and we just got them enshrined in our state constitution. So hopefully that will help, and I feel very lucky to live in a place like that. And with all this, I believe that Plan B, or the pill, is in danger of being taken off the market or banned or removed.
What's striking is the misplaced outrage. Instead of addressing real issues, the individual spiraled into doomsday preparations that were neither practical nor necessary. Ben couldn't resist pointing out the absurdity, focusing on their presentation and questionable logic.
This is not, I wouldn't take financial advice from this person. I wouldn't take political advice from this person. I wouldn't take child-rearing advice from this person. Again, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you a little can if these are decisions that you make about your own appearance.
Did you take piercing advice from her?
What, oh my goodness. Yeah, the Betty Boop tattoos were really the dead giveaway here.
Next up, we have the Kamala Harris debate, when a TikToker passionately defended Kamala Harris as the moral and strategic choice against Trump, blaming progressive voters for not supporting her. Ben highlighted the irony in their argument. By attacking their own side for Harris's loss, they exposed the left's internal divisions.
Hey babe.
I'm not your baby.
None of your leftist arguments to justify not voting for Kamala Harris worked post-election. I don't know if you got the memo, but Trump won?
Damn right.
So to keep trying to cling on to this idea that voting for Kamala Harris was not the most justified moral or strategic vote for all of our progressive movements?
The crux of their rant boiled down to frustration with Trump's victory, but Shapiro dissected it further. He questioned the notion that progressive ideals align with Harris's track record, pointing out the contradictions. It gets more interesting when you realize these voters wanted Harris to succeed so they could leverage her presidency to push even more radical policies.
I mean, I actually sort of agree with her that if you're a progressive person and you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, that's on you.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
It is true that many members of the progressive left were so angry with Kamala Harris they didn't show up to vote, and then Donald Trump got elected. That's true. Maybe what they are banking on is Kamala losing so they can take over the party from the inside, from the more radical left. That wouldn't be a shocker.
Shapiro called out another TikToker who claimed democracy was dead because their candidate lost. According to this individual, democracy means the left always wins. Ben sarcastically applauded the logic, pointing out that democracy doesn't mean guaranteed victories for one side.
So let's get one thing straight and two things gay. I was tracking the election my whole night shift, and there was a girl next to me, she wasn't the only one by the way, that said, well, I just don't know anything about politics, so I just voted for Trump. I just looked at her and said, well, you know, Trump himself has bragged about the fact that he polls very well with the poorly educated, so I guess that tracks.
Well, I'm sure that made her feel much better about voting for Trump, actually, that you were an asshole to her.
He went on to discuss how leftists use the term anti-democracy to describe any conservative policy, even when it aligns with democratic principles. This Orwellian twist of language is a hallmark of their rhetoric.
Democracy is dead. It's gone. It's not coming back for a very long time. And it's not just the president I'm talking about, it's the House and the Senate and the fact that it's a red wave. It's more like a red algae wave that's about to hit us.
Wow. Deep.
And when they realize it was never in their best interest, I'm simply just gonna tell them, you voted for it.
I do not like this painting. Smug aura mocks me.
Well, I'm sure they'll be willing to hear that from you, dude.
Then we have the expats escape, where one TikToker announced they had moved to Spain, citing Trump's policies as their reason. Shapiro found this both amusing and hypocritical. The claim that Spain is a utopia for progressive ideals fell flat when he compared the countries.
This election is the reason why I immigrated to Spain. Back in 2019, I could tell that Medicare for all, tuition-free colleges, walkable cities, these are all things that so many Americans do not want.
Correct!
And I'm kind of tired of trying to convince them to want these things for themselves. I'm fucking tired of it. So I moved and left. And with Roe v. Wade, Trump is going to appoint even more radical Supreme Court justices to change more laws in the land. Like gay marriage, civil protections are probably coming next. He also said that he's going to do the largest deportation in the U.S. history.
The United States, despite its flaws, offers far more opportunities and freedoms than Spain. Ben also mocked their complaints about the Supreme Court and deportation policies, noting the inconsistency in their arguments. If the U.S. is so irredeemable, why engage in its politics at all?
And I'm just like, the U.S. conservatives showed the fuck out and just really showed how deeply fucking hateful that country is. Immigrating isn't easy, and it took a lot for me to get here, but I had to fucking leave. I had to fucking leave.
What's your favorite curse word? Probably
Well. Bye. I mean, like, are we supposed to care that you left? Like, good. Go away. Bring more of your left-wing friends with you. We don't want you here.
Get the out!
Your values suck. I love when you have guys like this who are complaining about abortion being made illegal in states across the country. Like, why do you care?
Next, we have the dreamer dilemma. Here, a dreamer expressed disbelief over Latinos voting for Trump, accusing them of betraying their community. Shapiro tackled this with cold, hard facts. Many Latinos support Trump because they value border security and economic policies that benefit all Americans, including immigrants.
I'm still trying to process it. I am shocked and I'm in disbelief, and I just don't get it. I just don't get why so many Latinos voted for Trump. I don't understand why there were even DACA recipients, dreamers, saying vote for Trump and supporting Trump.
Ben highlighted that the left's identity politics often alienates individuals who don't fit their narrative. By assuming all Latinos must oppose Trump, they reveal their narrow view of diversity.
No! Newsflash, they want to help themselves.
The first mark of an excellent political commentator, an incisive political commentator, is that pink hair color. That's what I look for first in political commentators. And then beyond that, you get to the idea that billionaires disproportionately supported Trump. That is not true. Billionaires disproportionately supported Kamala Harris. If you look at the income chart, actually, people who are extremely poor and people who are extremely rich backed Kamala Harris, and everybody in between supported Trump.
Another TikToker bragged about shaming a coworker who admitted to voting for Trump. Shapiro dismantled this approach, emphasizing how counterproductive it is. Treating people poorly because of their political choices isn't persuasive. It only deepens divisions. This smug superiority, Ben noted, is emblematic of the left's inability to understand opposing viewpoints. Instead of engaging in meaningful dialogue, they resort to insults and moral grandstanding.
Would y'all still be ending friendships with people that voted for Trump if Kamala had won? The question really should be is why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I cut people off? When 92% of black women vote for Harris, and I believe it's 72 or 78% of black men vote for Harris, and majority of white men and white women vote for Trump, at what point does that not ring a bell that you are doing something wrong?
One TikTok featured an individual ranting about white voters and their supposed failure to support Kamala Harris. Shapiro couldn't help but notice the visual distractions, face tattoos, gauges, and an over-the-top appearance. He coined this phenomenon face tattoo syndrome. Ben argued that personal presentation often reflects decision-making skills. While not inherently disqualifying, such choices don't inspire confidence in their arguments. The fixation on race as the sole determinant of voter behavior also undermines their credibility.
I love white people with neck tattoos and what do you even call those? Ear gauges? Like that, man. My favorite part of this video, I think, is when he suggests that if a certain percentage of black people vote a certain way, that means that any other voting population is inherently wrong. Actually, what I would suggest is that if a very, very high percentage of black people vote for a black candidate, but 50% of white people also vote for that black candidate, actually the more diverse voting group would be the white people.
The recurring theme among these TikToks is the claim that Trump's victory signifies the end of democracy. Shapiro countered this narrative by pointing out the absurdity. Losing an election doesn't mean democracy is broken. It means the system worked as intended. Ben also addressed the left's tendency to equate conservative policies with tyranny. This hyperbolic language only serves to alienate moderate voters, ensuring their ideas remain fringe.
But the suggestion is that the white people are the racists. I'm going to need to see the logic on that one. Why do so many people on the left present like this? Seriously, why can't you just present like a normal person? Why are these good life decisions, just generally? It's amazing. Half the videos here are just people doing face tattoo syndrome. It's what the term that I coined that basically is, I get a face tattoo, and then I walk out in public and everyone stares at the face tattoo, and they're like, what are you looking at? I'm normal. It's like, well, it's on you, my dude. And, well, folks, it seems like the left is taking all of this really well. We'll see how they take it when all of their dreams are crushed as the Trump administration continues.
And there you have it. The very moment Ben Shapiro highlights the dramatic reactions of the left to the Trump administration's policies. From stockpiling Plan B to fleeing the country, these responses underscore a growing divide in understanding politics and governance. What's your take? Are these reactions justified or just another example of overreaction? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more thought-provoking content tackling today's most pressing cultural debates.